Morning. The video you're about to see, it's going to be an extra long one. And the reason being, it spans over several days, all with me doing Walmart Spark. As the title of the video will show, I thought I was shadow banned from Walmart Spark. And the reason being because the first 3 days that I did Walmart Spark, I was doing very well. But the days after that, and I mean several days, I was not. And the video will show you what happened. Basically, I was averaging one order every 5 hours of trying to do Spark. So I encourage you to watch the entire video, and then you'll see what I did to, in my case, that I think is the solution of the problem. So hang tight, watch the video, and then comment and what you think about what you've seen. So enjoy the video. See you later.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It is Saturday, and I'm not in dashing gear. In fact, I'm in new Spark gear. I've been under the weather for a couple days. The last time you saw me, I was dashing and I cut it short for several reasons. I was not feeling well, and when when you're sick, and I wound up getting a sinus infection, and so I've always gotten them. Lately, I hadn't recently gotten them, but this time I did, and so I went to the doctor yesterday. Today's Saturday, so I went Friday. Yeah, went to the doc in the box that I go when I DoorDash. In fact, I met the ladies that that I always bring DoorDash to them. So today I decided, while my wife is doing some errands, and before we go shopping this afternoon, I think I'm going to try to do DoorDashing on a Saturday. I think I'm going to try to do not DoorDash. I apologize. Do a Spark on Saturday. But I think I'm going to try to eventually just do Spark on Sundays and Mondays, and then DoorDash the rest of the time. But we'll have to wait and see how that works out. So, the pickup service at this Walmart that I'm at is piss poor. Let's put it plainly. So I'm going to see if they improved on it. If not, I may just concentrate on just doing shoppings and deliver. If not, I may try the Walmart where we used to live, which is just 20 minutes away. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start the app. See if I go through. It's asking when I'm going to end. So do I have to go through a verification system? No, it says it's searching. Oh, I do have some notifications. Oh, Black Deal Fridays. Okay. So it's searching. So anyway, let's go ahead and I'm going to drive over to Walmart and see if I pick up an order, and we'll see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, this is a unique situation. After waiting at the Walmart for 2 hours, I said to hell with it. So I decided to experiment, and I even submitted to support. I said, hey, I've been sitting there for 2 hours and didn't get a single offer. So I tried an experiment. I came home. I'm only 1.5 miles away from Walmart. So I sat there, editing videos, doing things, had the phone right in front of me. Ding! 30 minutes later, got a shopping order. So I started the trip, and now I'm on my way after a 2.5 hour wait. And I was going to end the dash in an hour and a half anyway. So I may not dash. I apologize. The Spark. So this may be the only Spark I get. I may try for one more, depending when my wife gets home. When she gets back from her errands, and we're gonna go. It's her week to pick where we're gonna go. She had to work late yesterday, so we didn't get to go out to eat. The one time we go, one time a week. It's her pick. So, so we're gonna go this afternoon and do back to Walmart, but for ourselves to do shopping. And I'm gonna be making chicken and dumplings in the crock pot tonight or tomorrow. So anyway, on to Walmart, do the shopping, and on to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that order. The gentleman works for Air Medical Rescue. He's a pilot, flies fixed wing. So yeah, that was very interesting. This app, I don't know what's wrong with this damn thing. I accepted the offer and I start the trip. So I'm on my way to Walmart. I park in the pickup line, parking spot. I go inside. When I did it, after I park, I said, I have arrived. It says, you must be inside the store. This must be something new. Okay. So I walk into the store. So I have arrived. You must be inside the store. I'm in the friggin' store. So I had to do that 3 or 4 times. Then, after it recognizes me, I'm in the store, I had to go through the entire identify, I'm the correct person using the app. So I took my hat off. This is in the middle of Walmart. Had to take my picture, turn my head left, turn right. Okay, all right. So then I can start my shopping. So now that I arrived, this particular order involved alcohol. No problem. I've done it before. Or the verification, dealing with the last 2 times was because it was cold medicine. Went through the whole thing. The gentleman knew exactly. I checked his picture, looked in it. It was him. Scanned the back of the driver license, and he signed it. And I went and I brought all this food except for the alcohol. I left it in the car in case if something happens, and to me it's a false identity. A false identity. That thing, I don't want to have to carry that alcohol back to the car and take it back if the identity card did not match. So I go and get it matched and everything. So I go back to the car, get the stuff. In fact, I just bring there was some sports drinks involved. I just brought the whole thing. Completed it, and it says, now I had to go through the whole damn identity crap thing again. So I'm standing in front of my car, take my hat off, take a picture of myself, turn my head right to my left. What is this? This is twice before and after the the delivery. Do I have to do this every time? That's like, come on, prove who I am. How many times you gonna have to do this, Walmart? Good Lord. So anyway, it's now 2:30. I was supposed to end my dash at 3. Like I said, when you wait 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna drive back to Walmart, see if I get something. If not, I'm just gonna go home, call it a day. And this is gonna be the shortest Walmart Spark session ever. Jeez. It could be partially because of even though it says Saturday, the per diem was busy. This is college football season. I'm in Alabama. This is the deep South. Of course, Alabama doesn't play until 6:30 today. They play against LSU tonight. But everybody else watches the rest of the whole. Starting at 11 o'clock, they stay home and watch college football all day. So yeah. Saturday's probably not going to be a good time to do Spark. Like I said, this was something to try. I will do this tomorrow. I will do a breakfast and a lunch session tomorrow like I did last week. Hopefully, Walmart's got their act together and have enough people to do the pickup and delivery. Because last week that was a cluster F. So anyway, heading back to Walmart. See if I pick up a small, delivery. If not, I'm gonna go home and call it a day, and then we're gonna go out to eat and go shopping back to at Walmart. So anyway, see you in a little bit. And just like that, Spark is over. One order in 4 hours. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do Saturdays. At least not during football season. Or ever. I'll do Sundays. I'll try again tomorrow. I'll do a morning and then a lunch to see how that works out. But yeah, that grand experiment did not go well. So anyway, I'm going to head back to the house. In fact, I just called my wife. She's inside the Walmart getting some medicine, getting her medicine, picking up her medicine. She's waiting on it. And I told her I'm out here waiting in the parking lot. So she decided she wants to go barbecue. That's her choice. So after we're gonna wait for a little bit and then we'll go eat barbecue and then come back to this Walmart and do our shopping. So anyway, go back. I'm heading to the house, and when I get there, I'll give you the shortest summary ever on a Spark session. So see you in a bit. Morning. It is Sunday, and I'm already on my way to Walmart with an order. Walmart doesn't open till 6, but they go ahead and start accepting orders. And sure enough, I got a shopping order for 2 people. So Walmart's opening in 5 minutes, and I'm gonna be heading there right now and do shopping for 2 people and do a delivery. So on the Walmart we go, and to the customers. See you in a little bit. Well, I just finished that drop off. There was 2 customers. First one was real easy. It was just small 4 cans, Febreze cans, four cans. And then I dropped that off at the apartment complex with the steep stairs. The second drop off was very interesting. It's just outside of the city limits, and actually in Talladega County, but it's right on the river, and these houses are here, but right towards the end, it's like a steep drop off, and all these houses are built right on the edge, steep drives and all that. But this particular place dropped us an Airbnb, very nice, right on the water. And the folks were from New Orleans, come to visit their niece that was in the homecoming court at Talladega College. And I said, wow. The poor woman, all the men folk were still asleep. And she was the only one coming up there. So she bought all that there for breakfast. There were cinnamon rolls and eggs and bread, some snacks and stuff like that. And they're getting ready to head back to New Orleans today. So in 3 hours. I said, wow. But very interesting. First time I've been on this road many times, but every time I come on this road, I turn further into the woods. But this is the first time I went further down the road here. It's right on the river. Right on the river. It's the Coosa River. And you can see, if you're coming from that side of the bridge, you can see all the boat docks and the houses and all that. And it's amazing waterfronts. It's a little warm today. It's in the 60s, but it's going. We got a freeze warning tonight. In fact, I gotta go to our old house and my parents' house. I gotta turn some water on, make sure the pipes don't freeze. It's going to freeze for two nights in a row. So anyway, well, I'm heading back to Walmart, waiting for another order. So yeah, that was shopping was really easy on that one. I found that, in the morning, the shopping, is really easy because everybody that's in there is either Spark drivers or the Walmart employees doing their unloading, and there's already people doing the shopping for the pickups. So, but it'll get a lot worse in later in the afternoon, once the general public, so to speak, when it starts waking up and starts coming to do shopping. So, yeah, it's going to start getting really cold now. I've seen the forecast. It's going to be, it's going to be in the mid 20s for the next 2 nights. Hence the freeze warning we got. And then after that, it's going to be in the mid 30s for a while. And then we're going to be, the high 40s, low 50s. So winter is coming. So anyway, on my way back to Walmart, and if I don't get an order after so many minutes, I'll head back home and wait up for an order there. So see you in a little bit. Boy, what a strange day. I've only had one offer in 3 hours. I don't know what the hell's going on. I came home, waited for a while, went back out, sat by Walmart. I did have a couple pop-ups, first come, first serve, but by the time I see it, they're gone, So it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go in and take a break. I'm going to set up the crock pot for our dinner this afternoon. Hopefully things a little bit better in the Sunday afternoon. Hopefully not as crazy as, last Sunday where no delivery was being made because they didn't have workers to make the pickups. So anyhow, this is not a trend. This is 2 days in a row that I try to Spark. I've only got one offer. Yesterday I had one offer in 4 hours, and here's one offer in 3 hours. So, I looked at support, and I've did the troubleshooting of the app. Yeah, everything's working fine and all that. So we'll see how this continues. If this continues, Walmart Spark is not going to be a viable option. So anyway, going to take a break, and we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I'm back from break and an early lunch. I've also set up the crock pot for this evening's dinners, chicken and dumplings. So let's see if we get more than one order today for this afternoon. It's now 10:30. I'm going to Spark to 3 o'clock. So let's start. And it asks me when I want to end. Won't let me end at 2:30. Okay, so. All right. Got started, and now it's searching. So let's head to Walmart, see if we can get anything. So see you in a little bit. Well, after waiting for 2 hours, I decided to go. After a while, I waited for an hour. I decided to go back home. I waited at home. And then I finally got a small little order, a little quick ASAP shopping order. $16 for 14 miles, but hell. Hey, at least it's not underwater. Like everybody says, but holy crap. I don't know what it is with today. So I'm on my way to Walmart, do that shopping, so I can tell them confirm my arrival. God, I don't know what it is. I'm probably not going to do this on Sundays. It's either this particular Sunday. I noticed that the parking lot when I was waiting there was not full. The pickup lines, the parking spaces for the pickups were not full. So it's not like it was last Sunday where it was like a million people trying to pick up stuff. But it could be now that since it's not that busy, you got an abundance of drivers, like the weekend worker, the Spark drivers. They do this on the weekend and take it up everything. So that's just a theory of mine. So the past 2 days, I did 4 hours yesterday. I only got one order. I did this morning, which I picked up an order right away from the morning, and then just now after waiting 2 hours, almost longer than that. So it's I can't figure this out yet. Eventually. Now, I may have to do what I did last week. I worked on Monday and Tuesday, which I did pretty well. I may have to do that, skip Sundays and do Mondays and Tuesdays, and then DoorDash the other days. I still enjoy DoorDash. It's just I only DoorDashed that one day last week because I got sick, and I didn't DoorDash the rest of the week. But those 2 days at Spark, Monday, Tuesday, made up for the money that I needed for the week. So I was okay. But this week, I'm starting off bad. So I'm hoping the next 2 days, probably Spark the next 2 days, and then if that doesn't happen, then I'm gonna have to Spark DoorDash 3 days or that to make up for it. So what strange. I can't figure this out. I know it was a combination of Walmart's market, this particular Walmart's market area, but it's a decent sized Walmart, and it's the biggest one. I know it's the biggest one in this area, because in the town where I used to live is called Moody. It has a Walmart, but it's just it's just like typical super Walmart, but it's a lot smaller. So that's why when we were living in Moody, we always came here for shopping because they had more items. So I'm here at Walmart going through. Oh, come on, people! This is I have the excuse my French. Traffic coming into the Walmart parking lot has the right of way, and people are just zoom, 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 zoom. Sorry for the language. So, here at Walmart, I'm going into the parking lines and confirm my arrival and start the shopping. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that order, $16, 14 miles, but when you haven't got an order in 2 hours, you kind of pick what they sent you. And this is strange. Why did I come all the way out here? Sent me through Odenville out to Springville. Springville has its own Walmart, and Odenville is close to Moody, and Moody has its own Walmart. So why in the hell did they get stuff all the way from Pell City out here? Either that, they just generically order from Walmart, and Walmart determines that Pell City was the only one that had everything. That's the only guess I can think of. And Springville, I think to me, we used to shop at Springville. Springville is a bigger, better Walmart than Pell City. So strange. Then it's like DoorDash, for some reason, for example, I had an instance where I was out in Lincoln, and I picked up a Jack's order in Lincoln. I wind up going to almost to Anniston, to a place that customer had a Jack's only 2 miles away from where they live, but I was delivering from a Jack's that was 15 miles away from where they live. So why is that? Hell, you know, they could have gotten their order way quicker if the order from Jack's that was 2 miles from them was delivered, unless there was no driver in that area, and I just happened to be close to a Jack's, and I was probably the closest driver. That's the only explanation I can think of. So it does not make sense to me. And so I wonder if Walmart's the same way. Whatever has the closest order to have everything is where the order comes from. So who knows? But yeah, well, this is only my second order of the whole day. One this morning and this one this afternoon. So it's 2 o'clock. I normally end, well, I'm going to have to end at 3 o'clock because I got to finish up cooking the crock pot. I can probably go to 3:30 if need be. At least finish an order to 3:30 because I'm making crock pot chicken and dumplings. I got to put the biscuits in. I'm using biscuits as the dumplings. So anyhow, man, what a day. Just 2 orders. So I'm making my way back to Pell City. Maybe I can pick up an order on the way. If not, then this is going to be it for today. So I'm going to try to do this at least Monday, possibly Tuesday, depending on how well it goes. If not, I'm going to have the DoorDash to get my money for the week. So anyway, on to Walmart. See you in a little bit. Morning. It is Monday. It's very cold. We had a freeze last night. I'm going to try to do some Spark today. So let's go ahead and start the Spark app, see what happens. Pick my time I want to end. All right, it's looking for offers. So let's go ahead and get started and head towards Walmart. Hopefully I get more than one order today. It's been horrible. Yeah, spent last night to make sure all the water spouts are covered, and it did. It got down to 28 last night, and it's 31 this morning. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day. I got an extra jacket on, actually hoodie jacket. So yeah, I'm just doing DoorDash and then sparking when it gets cold. That's gonna be interesting. So anyway, on to Walmart. See you in a little bit. Well, I got to Walmart and I got an offer. It's not the best, but when you've only had 3 orders in the past 2 days, and it's a pickup with 2 drop-offs. It's $19.86 for 18 miles. Of course, pickup doesn't start until 6:55, and it's 6:31, so I got 20 minutes before I can start it. But when you haven't had nothing in 3, this is only the 4th order in 3 days. So I'm gonna sit here and twiddle my thumbs for a little bit and wait for the startup. Right now, I'm not in the pickup line because I can't be in the pickup line until this thing gets started. So, and it's cold according to the car. It's 37 degrees outside with icy conditions. But it's barely a cloud in the sky, so it's just cloudless and cold. So anyway, waiting for the pickup and then on to the customers, and then we'll head back to Walmart. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I dropped all those 2 orders. The first one, it took me to a wooded path, and that's it. But it took me to drive, so I drove up it. Thought I have all-wheel drive, but it didn't look like anything lived up there because the instructions said, it lives in an RV behind some mobile homes on a dirt road. So the path showed me the dirt road, so went up there. Nope. So I turned around in the middle of the woods, came on back. In fact, drove right by. If y'all remember, I delivered a DoorDash to a Margaret police officer. I drove right by his house, and in fact, their neighbors, right next driveway was the driveway with a couple of mobile homes, and sure enough, I see a dirt road go up there, and there was the RV. So I unloaded that, and then came further away from Pell City, which I don't understand. Is there's a Walmart way closer to these 2 locations than Pell City. Then why is Pell City making the deliveries? Unless my theory is that the Walmart it's up in Springville does not have what they need, but Pell City did, so that's where the order originated from. That's the only thing I can think of. So anyhow, and then I made it to the second drop off. Again, the customer's instructions were up a country road, followed, very specific and very helpful. Dropped it off, got to meet a kitty cat, Siamese cat. And in fact, she I was able to let her sniff my fingers, pet her and all that. But what really upsets me though is on that particular order, whoever packed it did a poor job, because that customer had a very long baguette, and whoever packed it took the baguette, folded it in half, and stuffed it in the bag. Can you believe that? And if there's a customer complaining, they're gonna blame me. So anyhow, heading back to Walmart. Hopefully I pick up another order. I got about another hour, 15 minutes before this morning spark is over. So wish me luck. So see you in a little bit. Well, once again, after almost 3 hours, just one order. Wow, this is incredible. How can anybody make money? And as I'm walking, I had to go in there to Walmart for my own purposes. I think my wife decided, we should make another batch of that chicken dumplings I made. As I walked by, there's 4 or 5 cars with people in there sitting there waiting. I could tell they're Spark drivers. And then when I went to Walmart, I saw one Spark driver going to the checkout line. So, wow. I don't know if this Walmart Spark is going to be worth it. Last week, I did Monday and Tuesday. I was amazed. I was making $100 a day, but past few days, nothing. So, have to rethink the strategy a little bit. I'm going to spark this afternoon. Might have to change strategy, and what I'll probably have to do is DoorDash in the morning, and then try Spark in the afternoon a couple days. If not, this ain't gonna work out too well. So, anyhow, it's after 9 o'clock. I've already done my morning little Spark. We'll go in and start up another batch of chicken dumplings that my wife liked, because we ate almost all, it was a small batch that I made, and it turned out really good. And my wife said, man, we need to make some more. So that's what I did. Went in there, got some more chicken, some couple more stuff. So set it into the crock pot this afternoon, let it cook for 6 hours. So anyway, heading home, and then I'll start to spark up again later this afternoon. So till then, see you in a little bit. Well, I'm back to try Spark again for this afternoon. Let's see if we can get more than one order. I'll be sparking for 4 hours. Spark now. I'm going to end it at 3. Let's see if we get anything. So, on to more Walmart I go. So, see you in a little bit. Well, an hour and a half wait. Finally got an order for $11 for 10 miles. Walmart Spark is not what I thought it would be. Not after that last week. I thought I was going to do pretty good. Not today. But I got somewhat of a surprise. Gentleman walked up to me and introduced me. I was asking, what's going on. And then he said, I was kind of leery, but then he said he watched me on YouTube. And I said, oh, I apologized to him. I says, I was sitting there, I was loading up the car, and he watches videos. So again, if you see this video, I apologize. I'm not used to people coming up to me and saying, he is the first person that has walked up to me and said, hey, I've seen your videos. Other than, I had the Chick-fil-A, but I mean, just a general person, out of the blue just came up, and so that startled for me. So I just never expected that, and he does Walmart. He's also, he does DoorDash. And he does Spark, and I told him, I said, this Spark stuff is not what I expected to be. He said, yeah, it's not what a lot of people think. So I told him right now, as far as I can tell right now, doing DoorDash is way more profitable as of right now. Like I said, I'm still learning this this market or this area, and it's like I'm going to have to DoorDash the rest of this week to make the money I need to make my payments. And so, like I said, this is in total of 14 hours of Spark, doing Spark. I've only had 4 orders. Imagine that, 14 hours. I've went through the whole, you can't call customer support and ask them why, you're not getting orders anymore. They've done away with that. They just said, they said on their little voicemail, we do not talk about, why you're not getting orders and all that, so don't even ask. And the only thing I can do is make sure that make sure they got a little thing, a diagnostic program on their app that makes sure that everything's working. I do that every once in a while, and everything seems to work. So I don't know what the hell's going on. So anyway, like I said, I apologize to the gentleman who tried to introduce himself to me, and I said I apologize for looking a little leery, but I'm just not used to that. So anyway, on to the customer, and we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that order. We have $10 or $11 for 10 miles, and it's to a neighborhood I've delivered out here before, out here in near Lincoln. But man, I'm still excuse me, I'm still recovering from my sinus infection. I'm getting a lot better. Still got trying to still clear myself out, but man, it is. According to the car, it's 41 degrees outside, but it's just windy, and the wind just cuts right into you. And but still, like I said, 14 hours, only four offers during that time in Spark. So I think I'm going to have to reestablish and get back to my door dashing, because I'm at least there. I was averaging $70-$80 a day. Right now, past 4 days or past 3 days, I'm only averaged $20 for Walmart Spark, which is strange because last week I did Monday and Tuesday. Oh, I did Sunday also, but that was that was a bad initiation in doing Walmart Spark. But Monday, Tuesday was really good. I made over $100 both those days. Today, I got squat. So You'll have to rethink the strategy here a little bit. It might be a mixture of maybe DoorDashing for breakfast and Spark in the afternoon on some days. Don't know. Like I said, I'm learning. I know for a fact that I know some people do multiple apps at the same time. I can't do that. One, it gets confusing for me, and one, I like to dress up professional for the work that I'm doing. If I'm door dashing, I'm going to wear DoorDash stuff, or at least if I'm sparking, I'm going to wear Spark stuff. Now, if I had more of a generic look, probably, but still, if you have all these apps up and running, and then you get, especially with some of these apps that keep track of your acceptance and decline rates, according to Walmart, they don't care how many you accept or decline. DoorDash does. They keep track of that. In fact, from what I've heard or seen from other YouTubers, DoorDash knows if you're multi-apping or working for it, and if they know that you're doing that, they'll penalize you from what I'm seeing in those videos. So, but DoorDash can't be mad at me if I DoorDash one day or one session here and then I switch to another app, but I don't mix the two. DoorDash can't get me mad at that. So anyway, heading back to Walmart. It's now almost 1 o'clock. So 2 more hours in this Spark session. Yeah, this is a piss poor way to start the week, but still learning. I appreciate everybody's comments, especially in the environment they're in, and their advice. Truly, I do take your advice to heart, and I try to match what you say to what I'm experiencing here. I will say this. I'm going the next time I DoorDash, probably tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be sparking tomorrow. I thought I was going to try that, but I think I'm going to DoorDash tomorrow with a new experiment similar to the one I did. Is I'm no longer going to take. I'm only going to take offers that where the mileage is below the money, and it's got to be at minimum $4. If it's not that, then I'm not going to take it. We'll see how that works. I'm going to do both breakfast and lunch to do that. Because somebody mentioned on the comments that the minimum pay rate $2 is what DoorDash pays, and that means if you see a $2 pay, that means it's just a DoorDash with no tip. Well, that means all those Papa John's offers that just proves to me that there were tips, but they were coming from the Papa John's app. They were not being passed on. Papa John's was not passing that tip on. If that's what this gentleman said, that $2 is the minimum pay for a DoorDash run. That just proves to me. So anytime I see anything from now on, $2, that's an automatic decline. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be like from now on. So anyway, back to Walmart. Hopefully I get another order. But I can tell you this: there's quite a few DoorDashers. Not DoorDashers. I'm getting my stuff mixed up. I'm seeing quite a few Spark drivers out there. I saw them this morning. They're all just like me, sitting in the car, laying down, taking a nap. So I'm waiting for the app to go ding, ding, ding. And I know that I can tell them, because they're sitting there looking at their phones, leaning back. Some are wearing protective, yellow vest stuff. So yeah, it's a trying time. So anyway. Sorry for being long-winded. Heading to Walmart. Let's see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, after waiting for another hour and a half, I decided to go home and just wait it out. And then as I got home for about 5 minutes, one of those flash offers popped up and I didn't get to it in time. It's a crap. So 5 minutes later, another one got it and I hit it and I got it. So now, and it's supposed to be a pretty decent one. So I'm on the Walmart to do that. So I'm gonna have to learn how to do this Walmart thing way better. So anyway, on the Walmart, and this is a pickup. So hopefully this won't be one of those narrow waits on the pickup. So anyway, see you in a little bit. And just like that, it's been canceled. I just pulled into the parking lot and it's been canceled. I can't explain what Walmart's doing. So back home I go. See you a little bit. Well, just as I was heading back, had an offer that popped up. I accepted, but then it said it was already accepted by somebody else. And then another one popped up just as I crossed the road to go home from Walmart, and this time it says I got it. Take a screenshot. So I'm actually closer to Walmart now. I'm right across the street from the main drag. So let's see if this gets canceled. So far, of all the pickups I've tried to do from Walmart, I think I've only had, of all of them, and I think I've had 7 or 8, out of all of them, I've only actually had to do 2 or 3. All the others have been canceled. So back in the parking lot of Walmart, heading towards the pickup. So let's see how this works out. So see you in a little bit. Take a while to us guess what just happened. Canceled. So as I was getting ready to back out, then a very small order came up, $7 for 9 miles. So it was a pickup, so I accepted it. I said, what the hell? So I went back. I'm still sitting in the same parking number for the past 3 orders now. So so far, 2 pickups in a row, both canceled. And now I'm on a 3rd one, which is a piss poor one, but beggars can't be choosers, it seems like. And let's see what happens. Let's see. Does it tell me how many items? Ooh, two items. So, we'll see. See how long this lasts. I'm telling you, the pickups here, 9 times out of 10, when I get them, they get canceled. So, see you in a little bit. It got canceled. As 3 pickups in a span of about 8 minutes that I've accepted, and all got canceled. Oh, another one popped up and then it's already been taken away. Just out of curiosity, I'm just going to stay here real quick because that offer popped up. Let's see if another one comes up. If another one doesn't come up in a few minutes, then I'll head back home. So, see you in a little bit. Order number 4, pickup. It's not a good one either. Take a screenshot. Almost $8 for 12 miles. But, see how the orders on this one. 13 items, 19 items, and small little. But 4 in a row. 3 canceled. And if I'm looking at here, confirm. Let's see here. Yep, all 3 of those I got paid $2.28 to sit here and accept cancel orders. There's not Walmart. I don't know what you're doing. This is not a way to run a business. I know you make a lot of money, but this is so stupid. So, who's going to bet this gets canceled too? So, anyway, I'll be back in a minute, one way or the other. See you in a little bit. Well, I finally got pickup order number 4 after a 45-minute wait. Now, this is only a $7 order. Jeez. What a mess. I think they've only got 2 guys or one. I only see 2 guys working the pickup line. Man. This is a continuation of the cluster. Yeah, Walmart should rename their pickup instead of Walmart Spark, Walmart Cluster. That's more accurate. Wow. So anyway, on to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that order over in Lincoln in the same neighborhood when I DoorDashed to my repeat customer that always orders Burger King, and I give her the extra strawberry jelly. In the same neighborhood. So, well, I'm not going to do any more Spark today. In fact, I'm not going to do any more Spark for this whole week. I'm going to do DoorDash. Past three days, I got diddly squat for pay. So I'm going to go back to DoorDash tomorrow and see what that, probably work both, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to make up for lack of pay that I've gotten so far this week. So, yeah, that was, like I said, I'm not going to call it Walmart Spark anymore. I'm going to call it Walmart Cluster. Because that's what it is. At least where I live. Yeah. Now, if you are a Walmart Spark driver, do y'all have the same issues that I've been having? I find it hard to believe that every Walmart is having problems with pickup. Because if every Walmart was having this problem, there would be a huge uproar. You think Walmart would know what's going on and try to fix it. So, but gonna go back home and finish setting up the second batch of chicken and dumplings I made today. Yesterday was real good. We ate, there's a small batch, and we ate a lot last night. And my wife took some for lunch for school today. So I made another batch, but they're sure good. So anyway, on my way home. And then when I get there, I'll give the brief summary of the terrible, terrible day this has been. So, anyway, see you in a little bit. Morning. It's Thursday, and I decided to try to do a Spark this morning. And the reason being is Spark has an incentive for my local Walmart to get a bonus money if you Spark with them in the morning between 6:15 and 6:18. So that's what I'm going to try. So right now we're going to go ahead and start the Spark Now app. Let's see, I'm going to do to 9 a.m. So let's see what happens. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to drive down there. I'm going to wait here. And then and see if I pick it up. And that is my strategy. I'm not going to go down there until I get an offer, and then I'll go down there. So anyway, let's see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, I just picked up my first order, which I hope is qualifying for the incentive. The incentive's for $15. That's $15, but it's going to be a qualifying trip between 6:15 and 8:15. And it's now 6:23. Hopefully this is going to be one of them. And it's a shopping. One stop, so I'm just shopping for one person, and and there were actually 2 offers that popped up, but this one was the highest dollar amount with the shortest range. So it's $14 or 9 miles. So the other one was about the same but higher mileage, and so I went with the second one. And plus, this is what they call ASAP shopping. I think that's what I think. I'm trying to remember to take a picture of the offer, so I can include it in the videos. So anyway, on the Walmart, do some shopping, and then to the customer. So, see you in a little bit. Well, that shopping was super easy. They just wanted one item, but they wanted 10 of them. And what it was is little cozy little blankets with doggy prints on it. So I think it's for dogs. So I am going to a personal residence all the way out in Odenville. And it's 9 miles away. But, 14 bucks, 9 miles. Of course, depending on, the unconfirmed tips. I keep saying trips. But unconfirmed tips. So off we go. So hopefully when I complete this, it qualifies as one of the trips that qualifies for that incentive. So anyway, on to the customer, and we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that order. It was pretty easy, just 5 bags of 10 blankets. This is a very nice neighborhood. This is you get surprised a lot. You've been traveling around this area for years. I've driven down the main road here many times. And you just didn't realize, there's some nice places out here. It's a very nice, these homes look to be at least 500,000. And they're big too. They got the house I just lived to looked like it had a 6-car garage, three garages on each side because there was 2 driveways. I noticed, oh look, the geese. So, yeah, look, because it had 2 driveways. It had a circular driveway, but it had 2 driveways going to each side of the house, and it looked like to me there were another set of garages. And so, looked like to me at least 6-car garage, and then the house built on top of it. So, yeah, very nice. Took a little while to get out here because it got stuck behind a concrete truck. And the main road, this is 174. It's 1 lane each way, and it's a lot of hills, so there's no passing. So anyhow, so now make my way back to Walmart, but I'm gonna head back, but I'm not gonna wait at Walmart. I'm gonna go straight back home and wait there. That's the strategy. Because I will pass the Walmart as I go to my house. So hopefully I pick up an order as I'm getting closer. If not, I'm going inside, back home. In fact, I need to get me a drink and stay warm. So heading back to base. See you in a little bit. Well, I'm back home. Did not pick up an order on the way back, so I'm going to stay here at home until I get another order. And we'll see what happens. See you in a little bit. Morning. It is Friday. I'm in the car, and I'm going to try the Spark. In fact, I've already started the app, and one offer popped up, but it was like shopping for 2 people, 15 bucks, 15 miles. I said, so, and as I was looking at it, it disappeared. So anyway, so this time instead of waiting home, I'm going to drive to Walmart to see if my chances increase. So heading to Walmart, and we'll see you in a little bit. Morning. It is Sunday, just before 6 o'clock, and I'm going to try my new strategy of just doing the Spark all day Sunday. Just, coming home. Going to see if I'm truly shadow banned. And I started the app before 6 o'clock, and I picked up a shopping for $21.90 for 11 miles. And it's like 13 items, like 37 quantity or something like that. So it's like multiple of one item. So I'm going to head over to Walmart and wait for it. It is a shopping. And we'll see if I'm truly shadow banned, if this is the only offer I get all day. And I'm not going to wait at home. What I'll do is I'll go after each, hopefully multiple orders. I'll go to Walmart, hang around for a minute or two, and I'll just come straight home and wait. Yesterday, I took my car for maintenance, and I'm just now over 15,000 miles. Tires rotated and all that, but it was very interesting. I went ahead and have them do what they call a video inspection of underneath. This is what this dealership offers. Two things that I observed from that video. One, the mechanic says he was very surprised how new looking my car looked underneath. And I think that's the result of me using that underbody sprayer. To keep everything nice and clean as best as possible. The other thing, and this is the result of me DoorDashing the past couple days, this past week, because of the construction of the bridge, I've had to take alternate routes, and one of the alternate route has taken me on a dirt gravel road, which brought up a lot of dust. In fact, if you check my Facebook page, I shared a picture of what the back of my car looks like. Look like like I'm going through a sandstorm. The other thing was observed, of course they do inspection, was that my air filter needed to be replaced. And that's because for the past this past week, because I've been going through driving, like I said, those gravel roads, and it picked up a lot of dust. But the last trip I made, it was on the way back. The app took me on that same road, but in the opposite direction. But the problem is, everybody and their brother were on that road too, and so it kicked up a ton of dust. So I went through that, and I said, yeah, I bet you, I'm going to have to get here. Sure enough, they said it needs to be replaced, and it's a little early. So I said, go ahead and do it. So when I said my cabin air filter was fine, which is good. So anyway, I'm heading to Walmart. It's 5:54. Store doesn't open till 6. So I'll be in the parking lot. And I'll start the shopping and on to the customer afterwards. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see. Hopefully this is not the only offer I get today. If it's the only offer I get today, it's going to be proof that I'm shadow banned. So anyway, we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that shopping order. It's near the neighborhood where I had that $90 to $100 offer the other day. All the squirrels are squirrel haven here. Yeah, in fact, I drove by the entrance to that subdivision where that lady lived, but very nice neighborhood. It's out here in Riverside, right next to the it's all waterfront. But very nice houses, 3-door garage on every one of these houses, and plus, RV driveways and covered garages for RVs, but everything out here is immaculate. And you can tell some are a little slightly older, but some brand new houses still. I'm thinking, 300, minimum 400,000. So anyway, that was my first order of the day. I wonder if it's going to be my only order of the day. I will tell you this, when I went to start my shopping, there were like 15 other people also Spark drivers. Oh, that one's being renovated. That one's been looks like it's been abandoned. So anyway, but yeah, all very nice waterfront. You know, hilly and all that, but it's very, very nice. I don't think there's an HOA out here. Some properties are gated, but yeah, here's the entrance to that neighborhood that I had my $90 tip from. So yeah, very nice, very nice. A lot of people starting to put their Christmas decorations up already. So it's getting to be that time of year. But you know, when I was growing up, we never put up Christmas decorations till after Thanksgiving. But you know, some people just want to go ahead and get in the Christmas mood. In fact, I've made a couple DoorDash deliveries, you know, to customers and friends, and I can tell, you know, they already have a Christmas tree, but it's usually because they have very young children. And you know, it's always exciting, you know, when you're a little kid to see the Christmas tree up. So anyhow, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start making my way back to Walmart just for a few minutes, and then just in case if I can pick something real quick. If not, I'm heading back home. So either way, see you in a little bit. Well, I'm here back at Walmart. I've been here about 10-15 minutes. I haven't got a single offer, and I had to make a pit stop inside Walmart, and I noticed there's a whole wall of groceries waiting to be picked up. You can see, you know, with all the names and all that. And I can see out in the pickup area, at least 6 or 7 people waiting for pickup. You can tell they're Walmart, they're Spark drivers. But you go inside, you know, they have the little room where they do. There's a bunch of people in there and they're working. But on the outside, there's just a row of those carts with the baskets with customers' names on it. So they're all out there. And the pickups are there. We're in for pickup. But I'm not getting a single offer. So this is just more evidence that I think I'm being shadow banned. I'm going to sit here for a few more minutes and then I'm just going to head home. So we'll see in a little bit. Well, it's been over 2 hours since that last offer I did. I just now picked up a pickup. Let's see here. Take screenshot. $29 for 23 miles, but it's 3 drop-offs. And like I said, you know, I don't get an offer. You know, this is the second offer today. So we will have to wait and see how this works. So anyway, in Walmart, it's a pickup. Let's see if it holds or it gets canceled. So see you in a little bit. It was canceled. Now it's telling me I'm in the area that I needed to move out. So what a cluster. Walmart cluster. Wow. Oh, thank you for moving. We are now resuming offers. So, wow. I knew it was not going to happen. Well, I'll hang around for a little bit and then I'll head back home. See you a little bit. Well, I just decided to hang around Walmart for a little bit. Got another offer, pickup for 3 drop-offs. A lot less, but a lot shorter distance, and also the delivery locations are all within the city. So, let's see what happens. See you in a little bit. Didn't take long. Got canceled. Wow. Please move out of the parking area so the offers can come again. Like I said, cluster. Cluster with a capital C, followed by a capital F. Oh, I'm back out of the zone. I'm just gonna hang around just for a little bit. Otherwise, I'll head back home. See you in a little bit. Wow, got a couple more hours. Picked up another order. This is an experiment. $74 for 21 stops. It's a pickup. Chances are it's gonna be canceled. But, you know, if they cancel my $74 order, maybe I'll get half the pay. So, see you in a little bit. Waited 30 minutes and it gets canceled. Wow. So now I gotta move. I'm telling you, it's a cluster. I actually went up to the people. I think they can't. And asked them, "Hey, what's the status? I got a 21 order drop off." And as soon as I talked to the guy, this guy lifted up his screen. I was like, boom, order was canceled. So I went to complain and they canceled it. I'm starting to think that they playing favorites. Oh well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to wait around for a few minutes and then see what happens. See you in a little bit. 2 more pickups. 2 more cancellations. Well, this time I accepted a shopping. It's small, but we'll see what happens. See you in a little bit. Oh, we got several kitty cats. Yeah, we got several kitty cats. Well, I delivered out one more shopping order, and it's oh man, this is rough. It's what looks like to be what was going to be a nice subdivision. They even got a fancy stone wall with the name of the subdivision. It is rough road. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. I'll probably show you. But it's one big, like elongated circle. And there's no, I just washed my car yesterday after getting the oil change and stuff like that, and getting the air filter changed out. And what do? I go back right to roads that are dusty and rocky. Wow. So anyway, I made that, so I'm gonna start heading back to Walmart, see if I can pick up another order. When I get home, I'll tell you what the trick I did or that seems to have worked on this. Why I'm getting, all of a sudden I'm getting orders. So food for thought for fellow Spark drivers. So anyway, back to Walmart. See you in a little bit. Well, I made it back to Walmart, and I picked up a small pickup, $9.10 at 2.5 miles. But I can't start the trip until in about 5 minutes because he says it's not time. Yeah, it's a little bit early, so I got 4 more minutes. So yeah, when I finish the day, I've been getting a lot of orders now. What's happened? I've had 3 pickups that were pretty big pickups, but they all got canceled. I just did a shopping, and now I'm doing this small pickup. So when I'm done for the day, I'll tell you exactly what I did. And I did this following the advice of a person on YouTube. It's just highly coincidence, and plus, one of my orders got canceled because I went up there and asked him, "Hey, well, what's going on? I got a 21 order drop off." And the guy picked up his little device. All of a sudden, my order got canceled, just like that. So funny how that happened. So anyway, sitting here, getting ready, hopefully to get started here in a couple of minutes, and then hopefully I get the pickup, and then I'll be back as soon as I'm finished with the drop off, or if it gets canceled. So see you in a little bit. Well, I just finished dropping off that pickup. It took a little while. It took about 15 minutes to finally bring it to me. But as soon as I dropped it off, I got a shopping offer, which I took. Shopping for 2 people. So yeah, it's strange how all of a sudden I'm getting orders. I wonder what happened. I'll let you know at the end of the day. See you in a little bit. This is your blender. All right, enjoy. Well, I just finished delivering that double order. It took a while, not only for the shopping, but it took me out, if you're familiar with the area of Pell City, it took me out to Raglan. The first stop was in the middle of, I don't know where that was. And then I'm in downtown Raglan in the old neighborhood here. So, but I'm done. So, got a near panic because the phone I was using was almost out of power, and it ran out of power after the first order. But I have a backup, so and I'll explain why I have the backup. So anyhow, so I'm done. It's getting dark. You know, when the sun's going down, it's already past after 4 o'clock, and this is the time for my Spark on my Sunday Spark. I think I'm only going to do Spark on Sundays. I may try tomorrow to test the theory. I'm not going to be doing any kind of, well, at least in the morning, I'm not going to be doing any kind of gig work. I have a doctor's appointment Tuesday morning. It's a semi-annual checkup. And yeah, the sun's bright. So when I get home, I will explain to what I did. And that's why I may Spark tomorrow to kind of prove my theory. But as soon as I get home, I will explain. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I'm back home. Very interesting day. Very interesting day. Let me give you a summary of what I did today. Let's see here. I did 1, 2. I did 7 trips today for a total of a daily confirmed earnings of $75.60 and an unconfirmed daily tips of $13.52. So that's almost $90. Now, I attempted to do this exactly last week and last Monday and last Tuesday, even last Saturday. I sign on, I get an order, whether I accept it or not. You know, if I do the order, come back, I don't get a single order the rest of the day. Now, if I were to shut down and restart back up and, go through the whole process like I do the morning and then do the afternoon, sure enough, in the afternoon, I get an order within 5-6 minutes, do that order, nothing afterwards. That was done for 3 days. And that happened every day since, except for today. I was only averaging one order off an offer. I canceled. I did not accept one and never got because it was very bad, and I didn't get an order the rest of the day. That's why, this week I tried to do Monday and Tuesday and breakfast time, nothing. So that's why I DoorDash in the afternoon to make up some money. Now, so don't even bother calling support. They're not going to help you. I said, why in the world that it was going gangbusters? My very first 3 days that I started Spark, it was great. And then boom, dead in the water. For a long time, I was convinced I was shadow banned somehow, or something's wrong with my account. Until I looked last night, actually this morning, about why am I not getting Spark orders? And I saw this guy give him some reasons on, and it's the same thing, that. But then he mentioned one thing that piqued my interest. He said, "Now for your Apple users, I got something to tell you." And what he told me was he had a friend who Sparked, and his phone was an iPhone. That's what I have. And he went through support, and then Apple and all that. Come to find out, there's a situation with Walmart Spark, and it usually happens with a new release of a phone, which we just recently did. I have a 16, the 17 came out. And then, of course, every time there's a new phone, there's an update to the Apple OS. He says there's probably the Walmart Spark is bugged when they got to go through, for Apple, you got to go through a long verification process to get your app to work on the new operating system. And if you're on the operating system and there may be some bugs, I think that's what's happening. He said his friend went and bought a cheap Android phone and started getting orders. So I went to Walmart and bought a Samsung mobile boost phone. I paid $99 for it. Bought minutes. And I was trying to go Spark during the day, but it took me a while to get I did the morning routine, and then I got a couple. I never got an order after that, or I'd take the back. I would get something, but it would cancel on me. I bought this. It took me about 2 hours to get it set up and go through the rigmarole, learn all the things. But once I finally set up, I came back. Looking at the timeline, I came back at 11 o'clock. And started between 11 and 12. I got 6 orders. 7 orders, actually. 7 orders while using this phone. Yeah, I was I was sweating because I didn't have it fully charged up in my last run. The phone died on me in between. I was a double ordered I was sending, I think, like I mentioned. So my Apple I had with me as my backup. I was able to log on to that account, go through the same process, and it brought up my trip I had already completed half of it, so I was able to save it. So I still got to do some more setup right there because I got, I had to get the OnePay set up on here. I may get DoorDash on here just to see. This, so what I'm going to do tomorrow, instead of DoorDash, I'm going to try another Spark from, 6 to whenever the 4, with this phone, the Android. This is a Samsung A16. To see if I get more than one order. And if I do, then that's the problem. What I might wind up having to do, I'm going to do this way. I'm going to use the iPhone as a backup. But I have to keep it powered down because my car keeps trying to load up the Apple CarPlay. I do have the Android Auto on this, and it works very similar. I got the Google Maps working and stuff like that. It's slightly different. So anyway, I might wind up having to trade in this phone and this together for a really good Android phone. This one, even it's perfect. The app is a little slower. I can tell a delay. Of course, I gotta get it fully charged up. So this has been very interesting. So I hope you like this video and came along with me. Like I said, I may have learned something very interesting today. I was getting ready to make a film video about all of my Walmart Spark stuff, and I think I've been shadow banned. But I'm proud of what I'm going to do. All my Spark stuff, even though it's across several days, and I've got DoorDash in between, I will continue, making the DoorDash. But I think the next Walmart Spark stuff is going to be accumulation of several days, since and I'm going to continue with this in the morning. So, like I said, if you like the video, please select like, and I've been watching the YouTube comments coming in, the subscribers coming in, and like I said, if you like what I'm doing here, I urge you to subscribe, and also I urge everyone, please comment. I know I'm still getting a lot of passionate. No, don't do that. Don't accept. Yeah, I know I know y'all mean well, and I know what you're saying. I'm still trying. I'm still learning, and especially in light of what could be possibly my main issue with Walmart Spark, I may be switching over to Android for all my gig work. The only reason I did the app because I use this as a business phone, and I have a regular iPhone, my personal phone. I've had iPhones for years. I just continued because it had the same hardware belt thing, but this may change. But I urge you to subscribe, and please continue to critique what I'm doing wrong. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't pretend to be an expert. I'm just a retired guy trying to learn how to do this gig economy stuff. So anyway, we're going to call it a night. I think we're going to have fish sticks tonight. Wife's craving fish sticks and the sweet potato fries. So in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.